So, hello everyone. Nice to be here. The topic of today's webinar is the one that I recently promised to do to record. In the previous video, we had a conference. I had a speech at the eCommerce Balkan Summit and promised to share the ideas we prepared for the conference, which was great, with people who couldn't meet us there. Why is it important, and why basically we want to talk about it? Currently, we see there is a huge demand in AI-powered solution in e-commerce, and there is a lot happening in the market, in the industry. So we wanted to structure it a little bit and to share the experience we have ourselves, and to give you idea about how exactly you could benefit from using AI. And talking about AI, we should remember that there are two major areas of AI implementation. One of them is predictive AI, which is in the market for a long time, and we are familiar with it with product recommendations, different types of segmentation, which are on the market for about a decade probably. And second area of AI is generative AI. And that is the part of AI which is booming quite recently after ChatGPT was presented, and the technologies from OpenAI became available like across all the population. And basically, I cannot imagine who have never tried ChatGPT yet, especially in the among the marketing community. I believe that you are familiar with it, but that in the sequence created a wave of implementing generative AI features in different products. Some of them are already on the market. Some are very simple and still nice to have. So even like simple subject line generation solution is a great solution. But we see that we're moving forward from simple text creation or context-based text creation to more advanced tasks that marketers could solve using generative AI features. And of course, it's important to understand how both those approaches could work together for one business in one solution. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So a few words about myself. I'm Alex. I'm a co-founder of Yespo, the Omnichannel customer data, and also Stripo, the next generation email editor tool, Classpo, which is the widget managing tool for websites, and Returna, which is a solution for mobile applications. So we have throughout these years, I had a lot of different business cases where we were implementing personalization, different segmentation techniques, implementing new technologies for direct marketing communications. And I think that currently we are certainly on a temporary, but currently this is the peak solution. Yespo includes all the best ideas that we have developed through all those years and tested across hundreds of different business cases. So Yespo, and where we implement the technology, works with more than 300 different brands across 23 countries, mostly in the countries of European Union. And we work with brands like Adidas, Puma, with retailers like Metro, Leroy Merlin, streaming platforms like Megago, and online services like BlaBlaCar, and applications like BetterMe. So we have quite extent experience in helping businesses to build personalized customer communications with which are based on the customer behavioral data and other types of customer data. What is Yespo in a nutshell? And it's important because that's the reason we will talk later about AI implementation. So in a nutshell, Yespo has two main aspects. Like aspect number one is the solution that helps you as a business manager or marketer to collect all customer data in one place. And as a CDP, we are able to collect data like behavioral data on a website, behavioral data in a mobile application, but also transactional data from CRM, the history of purchases, the discovered interest of a customer, and many other data sources could be blended together to give the marketer a holistic 360-degree unified customer profile. And that is important because only having all this information, you can really build a meaningful communication with your customer. And that's the second aspect. The second aspect is in the same solution, the marketer can use this data, utilize it to build personalized communications in various channels. Meaning that on one platform you can send email notifications, email messages, or mass campaigns, broadcasts. You can send push notifications, browser notifications. You can manage in-app pop-ups. You can manage pop-ups on a website. You can use channels like app inbox notifications. You can also use the layout of your website to better communicate with your customers, meaning that based on the product recommendation, you can change dynamically certain areas of your website so it will be personalized for every visitor. And in the same way, it works for mobile applications and other platforms. So having all this data and having so many channels where the message creation is a very important part of the marketing routine, we knew that we have to provide the better experience for the user of the platform and provide them with the tools that would help them to build those personalized communications with large audiences in a simple way. So now I will show you how AI helps us to do it. But before we start, I would also want to say that it's important to understand how much different results you can achieve using the solution like customer data platform. Here is a part of our internal statistics about how much more companies can earn using personalized direct communications. And here we see that the average customers usually have about 8% uplift in sales just implementing basic features. The best customers that use solutions like us benefit from personalization and personalization at scale, on average above 20% of additional revenue. And that's how it works. We will see right now. So understanding that the data we have and the channels we utilize for messaging, we have to be able to use the power of AI that is currently present on the market. And two areas that I mentioned is generative AI and predictive AI find their implementation in solution. So typical examples of generative AI implementation in marketing is subject line generation, text message optimization, creation of a personalized content. It also helps marketers to generate ideas, and it helps to automate chat conversations. And predictive AI, which, like I said, is not that new technology. It's probably was booming about 5 years ago, but currently found their place in every e-commerce, which are predictive segments that help us to better understand which audience has to be communicated in a particular way. Secondly, those are product recommendations, meaning that AI, based on machine learning algorithms, can help us to get the proper product recommendations per every visitor of the website. And of course, send time optimization, which is quite controversial because statistically it's not significantly proven. So we had different approach to this. But send time optimization is as well an important solution that helps to improve open rates and eventually, certainly, conversions. So let's start with number one. The first implementation of generative AI is AI-assisted content generation. Here you can see the example of working with our email editor. And the embedded AI assistant helps you to create emails, including such smaller texts like translating texts, checking grammar. It also can help you to expand or shorten the text that was previously created, to change the tone of voice, so it might be more friendly, more official, and so on. So you can tailor the email per the style of your communications that you usually use for this audience. This could also help you to create more expert or more popular style of writing. So basically, it helps you to create text easier. And this is basically one of the first steps that we did in this direction. And I want to move further and tell you about the whole email creation. So we thought, okay, if AI can help us to generate texts for emails, and maybe it can help us to generate an email. And you know that basically you can ask ChatGPT, write me the code for an email, and you will get the HTML email. Unfortunately, this task cannot be delegated because the code you receive will be very simple, and honestly, it just doesn't work. So why is it important? The coding of email is a very complicated thing because you have to be able to support you have to be able to support equally good looking emails for dark mode or light mode. It has to be responsive and look good on desktop, on tablet, and on mobile. You also have to guarantee that it looks good both on Gmail and Outlook. And this is a very complicated task if you ask any email coder. So to approach this, we understood that we cannot delegate the whole task altogether, create me an email, to solution like ChatGPT. But we understood that we can combine the experience of our team that creates email for years with the creativity of solutions like ChatGPT. And basically on the input, we can have a set of assets which are important to be supported in this email. And on the other hand, we have modular approach, which helps us to uh, to basically separate the layer of data that has to be presented in the email and layer of layout of email, meaning that, well, when any customer comes to our platform, we usually begin with, and he wants to send emails, of course. We usually begin with designing a master template. The master template is a type of email which includes all the possible modules that could be present in your campaigns, including like opening module, including some data about about events, including video blog, including header and footer. All those elements of email are initially set up in your account, and then on the stage of generation, we can populate the data about, in this example of the webinar, which includes like topic and description, purpose of this webinar, date, time of the webinar, speakers, and so on, and populate the modular template with this data. And in this way, to guarantee that this email is designed in the best possible way, is responsive, has all the necessary accessibility features, and so on, so on, so on. And yet it is personalized and generated with ChatGPT. So that's a real-life example of our work, and that's what we actually already do with emails. They generate emails. So after solving such a complex task like whole email generation, we decided to move forward. Okay, we are an omnichannel platform, so we support a lot of different channels. And is there a possibility to create like simpler forms of messages? Like, for instance, we have push notifications that don't like really have a lot of complexity, or text messages, or messages to messengers. So with the simpler forms, we decided to move in such a direction. So we decided, okay, so in the example of email editor, usually you do a lot of work manually. So you edit the text, you can iterate it, certainly with the help of AI. But every part of the text is changed manually. And what if we would build a marketer workflow in a slightly different way? So we can provide the data about the push notifications in this example. And we also can give the marketer the ability to pick the idea of this campaign. Sorry, I will take a pointer. So we can take the particular mobile application that we want to create the push notifications for, and select the marketing idea that this push notification has to be able to implement. Like, for instance, we want to create abundant subscription notification, or discount reminder, or social proof and testimonials, or personalized set of deals for this particular customer. So we combine the marketing idea and the generative AI. And as a result, we created this AI push notification generator that helps you to combine the marketing idea and the creativity of ChatGPT. And after solving the task, okay, of creating one message and one marketing idea, we thought, okay, but usually as a marketers, we do not send just one push notification. Usually, depending on the stage of a customer life cycle, we have to be able to provide a sequence of notifications working as a series of nudges to a customer to do a particular task within the app, so he would move to the next stage of his customer journey. And how about we delegate the creation of the whole sequence of communication, again, based on the customer lifecycle and the marketing idea. And we did it. So it helps us to quickly generate the mobile campaigns with AI, and it helps you to streamline the creation of the sequences, ensuring that all of them are consistent in tone, in branding, and it significantly reduces your time and your efforts on generating ideas of how to push towards the desired goal, our customer, in the most effective way. So this is a first example of AI implementation in Yespo. Here I will pause for a moment. We have actually a question from Mila. Hi, Mila. So is AI for module generation available to all Yespo users? The answer is yes and no, because this is a pilot solution. It's not implemented across all the accounts automatically, but per request, please send a message to our support team that you want to do something, and we will make a meeting so we will be able to provide this solution to you as a pilot user, because it's very important for us to see and feel the real feedback on this new approach to email generation creation. So please, if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask me, and I will continue. So, and from now on, I will continue with more the accent on predictive AI features. So with predictive AI, I mentioned there are several solutions that utilize large amounts of data. And why is it important exactly for us? So I will explain. As a customer data platform, we usually have an access to a significantly more data than any CRM uses. Because, like, for instance, CRMs usually have the history of purchases. And this is like, let's imagine 100 data points in the history of purchases of an average customer. But when this customer goes to your website, starts browsing, selecting products, adding them to the cart, removing them from the cart, it generates a lot more events which are very important and very relevant to this particular moment. And that is how you can build your communication a lot more personalized than basing just on classical CRM data. And as well as we have this data about customer behavior, we should be able to utilize it in a very efficient way. And that is how our product recommendation engine was born. And currently, we support about 200 different algorithms that helps to generate personalized product recommendations for different cases, depending of a customer, of a stage of a customer in his customer life cycle, whether it's like first-time visitor, is like first-time buyer, or maybe it's a regular user. Depending on that, on every page of your website, there could be added a so-called recommendational blocks where different algorithms take place. And that's also not a very new solution. Yeah, we have this like from Amazon. We know that this technology is present on the market like several years. But what's different with Yespo is that these product recommendations that businesses usually use within the websites now with customer data platform could be reused in all the other channels. So you can use the same better product layout with recommendation blocks in mobile applications. And we can also use the browsing history from the website to build recommendations in other channels, in email, in text message, in notifications, in push notifications, and anywhere else with smart pop-ups on your website. And that's what makes the CDP like no alternative solution, honestly. So I will pause here to answer more questions that we had. So Mila, thank you for the second question. What data AI takes into account to create a workflow? So the example I mentioned with workflow for mobile apps, it takes into account the description of the app itself, and it also takes into account the stage of a customer in the customer journey, and the marketing goal that you declare for this workflow. Because you might have like welcome workflow, you can have like reactivation workflow, you can have abandoned cart workflow, and this is a different goals. In the first one, with welcome, you want to educate customer about your product. In the reactivation, you need to re-engage him somehow. In like with regular customers, you usually have to admire them and give them more opportunities. So because of that, all of those workflows have to be different. And we have more comments. So from Alice, thank you for asking. In the predictive segments from Yespo, if I take them and send my customers message with product recommendations, which algorithms are better to apply, or is this also decided by AI? Currently, it's not decided by AI, but probably in some moment in future, it will also be a part of the solution. So currently, it's based on our experience. So how it usually works with Yespo. We already have the significant experience in answering the question which algorithms should be implemented at which stage. Basically, if we talk about the product page or the home screen of the website, the content could be different, because when the customer just came on your main page and didn't browse any products yet, so you have to use different algorithms because you have less knowledge about the interests of a customer. With customers who just went to the category page, you will use different algorithm because you don't know the interests in products yet. But you already know that he's interested in this particular category, so you can utilize different algorithms like best products in the category, or other like nearly 200 different algorithms for different cases. And that's what usually our integration team implements based on their experience. And later on, it could be iterated to get better results. And to achieve this, you have to do A/B tests. Sometimes there's enough to have one block of 6 products, or maybe it's better to have 2 different algorithms on the same page, but 3 products and 3 products. So that's the A/B tests that help you to understand which works the best. But the best practices are provided from the scratch. And one more question from Alice. And how can I check the quality of product recommendations that will actually be sent to customers? Okay. So The quality of recommendation, the best measure of quality of recommendations is the uplift in sales. And that's how you usually understand that the recommendations guarantee you better sales and guarantee better customer experience, because people get to the point, to the purchase moment faster because of the product recommendations they were provided. So basically that is the way you test it. Additional tool for testing product recommendations is actually A/B testing embedded in the solution. So you can do A/B tests with different types of recommendations, and you can compare them. So for instance, for the one, you will have click rate like 5%. For another one, you will have 7%, and that will show you that, okay, this product recommendation works better. And all this analytics is available in the platform as well. And one more comment. Hey, great looking design, congrats. Okay, thank you so much for the comment. There is no actually a question, so I will go on with the presentation. So AI-powered product recommendations. What else can AI give us if we know, like, not everything, but a lot about our customers? The next thing that AI could give us is based on analyzing lots amounts of data, and based on analysis of similarity of people behavior, we can build predictions about customer behavior. And with this, we can make the prediction about people who are most likely to purchase and people who are most likely to churn. And with these, businesses and marketers that work in these businesses can quickly set up campaigns based on predictive modeling instead of building like handmade segments, which are based usually on one or two parameters. And the most popular parameter is, like, for instance, for churn prediction, is inactivity of a customer for a period of time. And there are two reasons why Yespo works with it better than just segment didn't purchase a particular period of time. First one is because CDP knows not just purchases, but also recent activity on website, mobile app, and so on. And basically, person didn't purchase yet, or for a long period of time, but we know that he was active in email and he was active on website after that. And that is why he's not inactive for us. We can follow up with the offerings based on what he did on the website. This is one important thing why CDP works better. And second thing is that when implementing AI, it basically can identify a lot more reasons to include this person in the segment. And what we see from the comparative tests with algorithmic segmentation and predictive AI segmentation is uplift in about 20% in conversion rates, or decreasing your costs by 30%, like, roughly, just implementing predictive segmentation. For instance, you do a campaign and you want to send a lot of text messages or WhatsApp messages, and that's not so cheap. And you, as a marketer, you want to find the segment of people to whom this offering that we want to promote is most relevant. So instead of building conditional segments, didn't read or probably were buying these products more than 2 times in the past year, you can build a more sophisticated guess of whom to include in this segment. And which is also very important, that you will be able to see the predicted conversion rate from this segment. So basically, even before sending out a campaign, you can approximately understand what results you will get from this campaign. and it helps you to balance the value of additional sales that you can achieve and the expenses you have to spend for this campaign, and easily tailor the segment so your marketing campaigns would always be effective and have the best ROI or the best reach, but with positive ROI. So depending on your marketing goals. So I will get back to comments. So I have a comment from Adam. So will AI be available in other channels you mentioned, mobile push widgets, etc.? Absolutely yes. And we first of all, the creation, the generative part of AI will be implemented in all the messages soon. And as for predictive segments, for instance, they are already available for all channels. So you can build a segment and use the segment for sending mobile push notifications or emails equally. As the system will automatically define which channel has in which customers have identifiers and abilities to send out a campaign to them in this channel. So thank you for the question, Adam. Mila, do you have any cases of using predictive segmentation for apps? We don't have any publicly available cases yet, though we have a few cases already with our customers. Probably we will soon be able to publish them, but not at the moment. Another question from Alice. How can I save money on sending to likely buyers and not overwhelm them? Let's say I need the system to sort the 20% most likely buyers out of all likely buyers automatically. Okay. Well, usually you do not define the goal in this way. So basically, the way we approach this, so instead of saying take me 20% most likely buyers, you usually aim like give me the buyers with the probability of conversion about like 80% or above 20%. And in this way, you can balance like what I mentioned, the value and expenses to build the most effective campaign in terms of ROI. If you don't want to overwhelm them, which is like very clear and very reasonable goal, in this case, when you just segment them, there is no guarantee that even if you will take like top 20 most likely buyers in several campaigns, like for instance, you have, I don't know, shampoo, soap, and some oils for the bath, the same people could be in the same segment 3 times in a row. So in order to achieve this goal of not overwhelming, there is a different solution, which is also built in within Yespo, which is just one moment, annoyance guard. I guess the name is like this, but probably. So the idea is that system automatically analyzes the segment of a customer that should not be overwhelmed, and you can, as a marketer, holistically for all your segments that are used in the platform, to set up the rules which the platform would never cross. So, for instance, you can set up, so for active customers, I want to be able to send no more than 3 messages daily. And the system will automatically decline more campaigns for this customer based on these annoyance safeguards. So that's our way to approach this problem. Please write me if you think that's a good solution. because I probably think that there is no big problem to pick the top 20%, because in the same way, but the criteria would be like the conversion probability. And in this case, yeah, you definitely can build this segment, 20% of most likely buyers, and it usually measured with the metric called recall, which means the share of likely buyers that will be included in this segment. So with the recall metric, which is also available, you can pick and solve your task as well. But like I said, there is no guarantee that your not overwhelming goal will be achieved. Okay, so what else do we have? So I would like to sum up everything with the examples of the revenue share that CDP provides to the customers. This is just one example of a customer, but like very generic. And we see that 2 years ago, the customer came to us having about 10% of additional revenue generated by direct channel and personalization, and quite rapidly in half a year, while implementing all the features that I mentioned above, and certainly omnichannel approach, and certainly building a singular customer profile were one of the important steps in this process, but managed to grow these sales 3 times, and averaging about 30% uplift to the revenues they have from the platform itself. I guess this is it, and thank you so much for giving me so many questions. I hope I managed to answer all of them. If not, or if you're watching this video in the recording, so please do not hesitate, add me on LinkedIn. There is a QR code on the screen right now. And let's discuss, or send me an email, but honestly, I prefer LinkedIn, but email works as well. The main thing is to get in touch, so please share your opinion, ask me more questions, and I'll be happy to answer it. So I will double check if I had some more comments. So Mila, Alice, Sasu, thank you so much for your questions, and all the other guys who were listening to me, thank you. It was Alex from Yespo. Let's meet in the direct messages. Bye-bye.